It's just over 2.5 years ago since I was in Burundi, and 1.5 years ago since Harry Owen visited Burundi and did his infamous beekeeping project. This Christian Aid Week is like no other Christian Aid Week. With everything that's been going on, it's very, very difficult to talk about others so far away. But I'm actually in contact with Burundi on a regular basis, and I speak to Emery almost every week. Now, last week I spoke to Emery in Burundi, and I was telling him how things were on the island and the terrible, terrible tragedy that we've had in our nursing home that's affected so many lives. But when I speak to Emery, I'm always humbled, and it always makes me think about things in a different way. I mentioned the nursing home, and it was met with a silence at the other end. And then it occurred to me, they don't have nursing homes in Burundi. The average age for a woman is 61, and for a man is 59. So nursing homes are not something that exists. In further discussions with him, we were talking about the COVID virus and the response that there is in Burundi. And it became really clear that we may be fighting the same war, but we don't have the same weapons. Wash your hands? How do you wash your hands when you don't have running water and you don't have soap? Stay indoors? How do you tell somebody to stay indoors when they have to go out to work to earn the money to buy the food they need to feed their family that day? This is Christian Aid Week this week. And this year we are aiming to finish what we started in Burundi. With thanks and grateful, very grateful thanks to the generosity of the people of the Isle of Man and the government's international partnership grant that we were lucky enough to receive, we have done some amazing work in Burundi. We have impacted on thousands and thousands of lives. There's a new coffee cooperative in operation, a fair trade one. Children who were unable to go to school to gain education are now able to go because of the amazing work that we've been able to do through the generosity of the island. This Christian Aid Week is about completing those projects. When Harry went over, he started something. They have a love for beekeeping over there, but the techniques they were using beforehand, the traditional techniques, were not producing as much honey as they could have done. They were not kind to the bees. Harry went over and showed them the modern way of beekeeping. The project that we'd like to finish is the Centre of Excellence that Harry started. It's the ability to take that knowledge and grow it in country and pass it on from generation to generation. A true living legacy. When Harry was over there, he met a lady called Donate. Now Donate is a coffee farmer, so she placed some honey hives on her property to hopefully supplement her income. Before Harry got there, she was actually pretty much like me, and she was frightened of the bees. She used to employ somebody to come and harvest the honey for her and didn't really understand how best to look after the bees that she got. She sat through Harry's training and she learned so much. She was actually lucky enough to be able to go on Harry's tailoring course as well, which Anna, my colleague, helped with. Now, Donate is self-sufficient. She's not frightened of the bees anymore. Not only is she self-sufficient and made her own personal protective equipment to help her with the hives, but she's also training others at this Centre of Excellence. And this is thanks to Harry, and thanks to your generosity. If you are able to make a donation this year to help with Christian Aid Week, help us to finish what we started in Burundi. I'd also like to ask you to remember them in your prayers, not just this weekend, but in the foreseeable future. Currently, Burundi is going through their general elections. On the 10th of May, they'll be electing the new political leaders. Please pray for peace, stability, and wisdom through this difficult time. I'd like to finish with a quote from Jeremiah 9:24. That I am the Lord, who exercises kindness, justice, and righteousness on earth. For in these things I delight. How wonderful to have an opportunity to partake in something that the Lord would relish. Stay safe.